Hello everybody, welcome back to my YouTube creative studio. Today I have prepared a video tutorial how to crochet this amazing, vibrant, colorful and cheerful shawl. It's made with just one ball of Papatia Batik vibrant. This is it. The color is number 05. In one bowl there are 100 grams, 3.5 ounce and 360 meters, 393 yards. Is light yarn number 3. And it's 100% acrylic yarn. It's premium acrylic yarn, so it's anti-piling, it's machine washable, and it's very pleasant and soft. And I used only one ball to create this beautiful shawl. To make it longer or wider, you will need more yarns, more balls, or if you will make it narrower, it will be a bit longer. So guys, I'm so excited with this pattern. It's working in rows, so you will work in rows back and forth, and in one row you will create a half of the flower. The flower has 4 leaves, so you will create 2 in one row and the third and the fourth in the next row. So you will finish, you will start the flower in one more and you will finish the flowers in the next row. And as you can see, there are beautiful colorful stripes, starting with the red orange color, the green, blue, again the green, a bit brown, and finish again with the orange and red color. So there are stripes nicely and on the shawl, and yeah, I love it. So guys, the pattern notes are available as always in the description box below this video tutorial. The written pattern will be available on my blog, and there are also the links and contacts, so if you will have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact me. This pattern is explained step by step in the video tutorial, and I would say this pattern is for more experienced beginners or advanced beginners, but I think you will manage it as video tutorial is prepared row by row and stitch by stitch. So guys, I'm so excited to explain how to make this pattern. So let's get started. At the beginning, let me tell you what you will need. So you will need one ball Papatia Batik Vibrant. This ball is perfect for one scarf. There are 100 grams and 360 meters or 393 yards. It's acrylic premium yarn. I will use 3.5 millimeters crochet hook. You will need a pair of scissors and sewing needle, and that's it. Let's get started. I will start with a slip knot and then chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Now let's start the first flower. Chain 4 and insert the hook in the 4th chain from the crochet hook, and let's make a small circle, which is the middle or the center of the first flower. make a slip stitch, and then chain 3. Chain 3 counts as a first double crochet of the first leaf. So chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Then you work and place 2 double crochet stitches in the center of the flower. So in this chain 4 circle, make 1 and 2 double crochet stitches. Perfect. Then chain 3, 1, 2, 3, which is the 4th double crochet of the first leaf, and a slip stitch in the middle of the flower. Then chain 3, this is the beginning of the second leaf, and 2 double crochet stitches in the center of the flower in the chain. So 2 double crochet stitches, and this is the first half of the first flower. Then chain 7, 1, 2, 3, and there is always chain 7 between flowers. So chain 7, and then let's start make the second flower. Chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and make a slip stitch in the 4th chain from the hook. Make a slip knot, and this is the middle of the second flower in this row. Then chain 3, then you work and make 2 double crochet stitches in the center of the flower. So in this chain 4 circle, place 2 double crochet stitches, 1 and 2, and then let's finish the first leaf. So chain 3 and make a slip stitch in the middle of the flower. Let's start the second leaf. Chain 3 and place 2 double crochet stitches in the middle of the flower. So in this chain 4 space, 2 doubles. Then chain 7, and let's start the third flower. So chain 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and the slip stitch in the 4th chain from the crochet hook. Let's start the first leaf. Chain 3, then you work and make 2 double crochet stitches in the center of the flower, 1 and 2, and then 3 chains and the slip stitch in the middle of the flower. We finished the first leaf. Let's start the second one. Chain 3 and make 2 double crochet stitches in the middle of the flower, and again chain 7. And you can keep continue crocheting till you are satisfied with the width of your scarf. So I made 5 flowers. Now let's finish the flower. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and make a slip stitch in the middle or in the center of the flower. We finished the second leaf. Let's start the third leaf. Chain 3 and make 2 double crochet stitches in the middle of the flower, then chain 3 and again a slip stitch in the center of the flower in this chain 4 circle, and let's start the 4th leaf. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3, make 2 doubles in the circle, and now I will not make chain 3, but instead of it I will make a slip knot in the 3rd chain from the circle, and this is the 4th double crochet of the 4th leaf, and we nicely finished the 1st flower. This is it, guys. Now chain 7. I will always chain 7 between flowers, so chain 7, and then make a slip stitch in the last chain, the chain which is after the double crochet from the previous row. Make a slip stitch, and now let's finish the 2nd leaf of this flower. So chain 3, which is the 4th double crochet of the 2nd leaf, again slip stitch in the center of the flower. Let's start the 3rd leaf, chain 3, and again you will make 2 doubles and chain 3 in the center of the flower. One and 2, then chain 3 and finish the 3rd leaf. 1, 2, 3, slip stitch, and then chain 3 and only 2 doubles. 1 and 2, perfect, and slip stitch in the 3rd chain from the circle. Okay, 1, 2, 3, and the slip stitch. Perfect, we finished the 2nd flower. Again chain 7 and slip stitch, in the last chain after, or the 1st chain after the double crochet here. Perfect, then chain 3 again and slip stitch in the circle. Let's start the 3rd leaf. So chain 3, 2 double crochet stitches, 1 and 2, and chain 3, and slip stitch, and the 4th leaf, so chain 3, 2 double crochets, 1 and 2, and slip stitch in the 3rd chain from the circle. This is it. Perfect. So you can continue crocheting, and I will meet you at the end, and I will show you how to finish the row and how to start row number 3. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 flowers in the row. Let's finish the 4th leaf and make a slip stitch in the very first chain at the beginning where we started our work. Then chain 7, and I will start the flower. So chain 4, which is the center of the flower, insert the hook in the 4th chain from the crochet hook, make a slip stitch, and this is the center of the first flower. Then chain 3, then you work and make 2 double crochets in chain 4 circle, 1 and 2 double crochets, and then chain 3 and slip stitch in the center of the flower, then chain 3, and join the flower with the second leaf of the flower row below with a slip stitch, and then chain 7, and make let's start the second flower. So chain 4 and slip stitch in the 4th chain from the crochet hook, and this is the center of the next flower. So chain 3, then you work and make 2 double crochet stitches in the circle. Perfect. Then I will join the flower with the chain 7 space row below, insert the hook in the middle chain, so in the 4th chain, make a slip stitch, then chain 3 and make a slip stitch again in the center of the flower. Okay. So finish the first leaf of the second flower. And let's start the second leaf. So chain 3, 1, 2, 3, make 2 doubles placed in the center of the flower, and then chain 3. And we will join this chain 3 with the second leaf of the flower row below in this stitch, actually in the 3rd chain of the second leaf, and then you will start working on the next flower and you will join it with the chain 7 space, but I will show you exactly how to do it. So now chain 3 and slip stitch in the 3rd chain of the second leaf, flower row below. This is it. Then chain 7 always chain 7 between flowers. Let's start the next flower. So chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, slip stitch in the fourth chain from the crochet hook, and this is the middle of the next flower. Then chain 3, then you work, make 2 double crochet stitches in the center, circle, and now slip stitch in the chain 7. So in the middle stitch, which is the fourth stitch, let's join the first leaf, and now let's finish the first leaf. So chain 3 and make a slip stitch in the center of the flower. Okay, in this chain 4, circle, and then chain 3. This is the second leaf, so make 2 doubles in the center, then chain 3, and let's join the chain with the second leaf of the flower row below. So make a slip stitch in the chain, the third chain of the second leaf. And this is it, guys. You can continue crocheting till you reach the end of row, and I will meet you there. So always chain 7 between flowers, join the first leaf with the chain 7 space row below, and then let's start the second leaf. After the second leaf, chain 3 and join this chain with the second leaf of the flower row below. Okay, so here we are. One, two, three, 4, and this is the 5th flower. So let's join the first leaf of the last flower with the 4th chain or the middle chain of the chain 7 space, then chain 3 and make a slip stitch into the center of the flower. Great. Then chain 3. Let's start the second leaf. Make 2 doubles into the center of the flower, 1 and 2. This is it, and again chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and let's join with the second leaf of the flower. Make a slip stitch. This is it. We finished the second row, and as you can see there are 5 flowers, or the first halves of 5 flowers, and now chain 7, and let's finish the second half of flower. So chain 7 and then make a slip stitch in the chain right after the double crochet, slip stitch, and now chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and slip stitch in the middle of the flower. So we finished the second leaf. Now let's start the third leaf. Chain 3 and make 2 double crochets in the center of the flower, 1 and 2, then chain 3 and slip stitch in the center of the flower, and we finished the third leaf. And let's start the fourth leaf. So chain 3, 1, 2, 3, make 2 doubles, 1 and 2, and then slip stitch in the third chain from the center of the flower. So 1, 2, 3, and slip stitch, and we finished the fourth leaf. Perfect. And we also finished the first flower in this row. Perfect. So now let's chain 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7, and let's start the, or let's finish the second leaf. So make a slip stitch in the first chain, and then chain 3 and slip stitch in the center of the flower. So we finished the second leaf, then chain 3 and make 2 doubles, 1 and 2, then chain 3 and slip stitch in the center of the flower. We finished the third leaf. Let's start the fourth one. So chain 3 and 2 doubles in the center of the flower, and this is it. And now a slip stitch in the third chain from the center of the flower, and we finished the fourth leaf. Then again chain 7, and this is it. This row is quite easy. Just make sure you chain 7 between flowers and finish the second, the third and fourth leaf of the flower. And we are almost at the end. I finished the fourth flower, and now I will show you how to finish the row. So chain 7 and then make a slip stitch in the chain at the beginning, and chain 3, and let's join the, or let's make the slip stitch in the center of the flower, and in every second row of flowers we will make at the end of row only the half of the flower, and I will show you how to finish the flower once we finish the scarf. So now chain 3 and make 2 double crochets or 3 double crochets. This is it. So this is the flower with 2 leaves only. Okay, and now let's start the next row. Chain 7 and let's start the next flower. Okay, so chain 7, and as you can see, the flower at the end is not finished. It has only 2 leaves, but I will finish it at the end. Then chain 4 and make a slip stitch in the 4th chain from the crochet hook. Then chain 3, turn your work and make 2 double crochet stitches in this chain 4 circle. 1 and 2. And now I will show you how we will join the first leaf with the chain 7 space row below. So I will insert the hook in the middle chain, so in the 4th chain, and I joined the first leaf. Then chain 3 and finish the first leaf, so make a slip stitch in the center of the flower. This is it. Then let's start the second leaf. So chain 3, 1, 2, 3, 2 doubles in the center of the flower, and now I will join this second leaf. So chain 3 and make a slip stitch on the top of the second leaf flower below. So insert the hook in the 3rd chain of the second leaf. Okay, perfect. And we will keep continue crocheting. So now chain 7, chain 7 between flowers, and then let's start the next flower. So chain 4, and again we will join the first leaf of the next flower with the chain 7 space. So now chain 4, slip stitch in the 4th chain from the crochet hook, then chain 3 and 2 doubles in the center of the flower, only 2 doubles, 1 and 2, and we will join this first leaf with the chain in the previous row. So make a slip stitch in the middle chain in the 4th chain. Okay, there is a chain 7. So make a slip stitch in this middle chain. Okay, so we will join the first leaf, and then chain 3 and finish the first leaf. So make a slip stitch into the middle of the center of the flower. Perfect. Now let's start the second leaf. So chain 3 and make 2 double crochets in the center, 1 and 2, and then again chain 3 and join this chain with the second leaf of the flower below. So make a slip stitch in the 3rd chain of the second leaf, like this. Perfect. And this is it. Then you will chain 7 and start the next flower. So chain 4, circle. Okay, so make sure the first leaf of the flower is always joined with the chain row below. So now let me finish the row. So chain 7. Let's start the last row. So chain 4 and slip stitch in the 4th chain from the crochet hook. Then chain 3 and 2 double crochets into the circle. 1 and 2. Perfect. Then we will join this first leaf. So make a slip stitch again in the 4th chain. There is a chain 7 space, so again in the 4th chain, and then chain 3 and slip stitch in the center of the flower. Chain 3 and let's start the second leaf. So 2 doubles in the middle of the circle, then chain 3 and slip stitch into the center of the flower, and as you can see there are 2 leaves finish, and in the next row every second row is quite easy because we will finish the 3rd and the 4th leaf of the flower. So chain 3 and make 2 double crochet stitches in the center of the flower. 1 and 2. Then chain 3 and slip stitch in the center of the flower, and let's start the 4th leaf. So chain 3 and make 2 double crochet stitches, and now we will not chain 3 but make a slip stitch in the 3rd chain from the circle, and this is how we nicely finished the 4th leaf. Then chain 7, perfect, and make a slip stitch in the last chain or the chain after the double crochet, and let's finish at the 2nd leaf. So chain 3 and slip stitch in the center of the flower, make the 3rd leaf. So chain 3, 2 double crochets and chain 3, slip stitch in the center of the flower, then chain 3, 2 double crochets. This is the 4th leaf, so only 2 doubles and a slip stitch in the 3rd chain from the circle, and this is how we nicely finished the 2nd flower in the row. And this is it, guys. You can repeat these 4 rows. This row is easy. You will finish the flowers, the leaves of the flower, and you will finish with the 5th flower. And I will show you how to finish the row and how to start the next row. So make a slip stitch in the third chain, and now chain 7, chain 7, and then let's start the next flower. So chain 4 and then slip stitch in the fourth chain from the crochet hook, then chain 3, and this is the row where I will have only the half of the flower at the end of row. So chain 3 and 2 double crochets in the center of the flower, then chain 3, and let's join the flower with the slip stitch. Make a slip stitch on the second leaf, flower below, then chain 7, and let's start the next flower. And you can keep continue crocheting till you are satisfied with the length of your flower, with your scarf. And this is my last row, so I will show you how to make the last row. So now let's make a slip stitch in next 3 chains. Perfect. This is the last row, so I will not chain 7 at the beginning, only slip stitch to move to the flower, and chain 3 and slip stitch in the center of the flower. We finished the second leaf, chain 3 and make 2 doubles in the center of the flower, chain 3 and slip stitch, then chain 3 and 2 double crochets, and make a slip stitch in the third chain from the center of the flower. So as you can see, we nicely finished the first flower, then chain 7 and make a slip stitch in the chain after the double crochet, so we always have 5 flowers in the row. Only every second row of flowers is finished with the half of the flower, and this is the rest of my ball, and I will show you how to finish the scarf. So I'm at the end of row. As you can see, this is the row where I started with the one leaf only of the flower. So I will finish this first leaf, so chain 3 and slip stitch, then let's make the second leaf, chain 3 and 2 double crochets, then chain 3 and slip stitch in the center of the flower, and now let's make the third leaf, so chain 3 and make 2 double crochets, 1 and 2, and then chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and slip stitch in the center of the flower. And now let's make the fourth leaf, so chain 3, 2 double crochets, 1 and 2, and then slip stitch in the third chain from the circle. And you can finish your scarf here if you want, or you can make the same end as we have on this side. So let's finish the flowers on the side. So now chain 7 and make a slip stitch in the chain after the double crochet. Okay, so we will work along the longer side of the scarf. Now chain 3 and slip stitch in the circle of the flower, and we will continue crocheting. Now we will make the third leaf. So chain 3 and make 2 double crochet stitches in the center of the flower, 1 and 2, then chain 3 and slip stitch in the center of the flower. We nicely finished the third leaf. Let's start the fourth leaf. So chain 3 and make 2 double crochets in the center of the flower, and now slip stitch in the third chain from the center of the flower, and we nicely finished the fourth leaf. Now chain 7 and make a slip stitch in the chain after the double crochet, and you will continue crocheting, working on the third and the fourth leaves of the flowers, and always chain 7 between flowers till you reach the last row. So work along the longer side of the scarf. Now let me show you how to finish the scarf. So finish at the second leaf, then chain 3 and 2 double crochets in the center of the flower, and chain 3 and slip stitch in the center of the flower, then chain 3, and this is the fourth leaf. So make 2 double crochets, 1 and 2, and now slip stitch in the third chain from the center and finish the fourth leaf. And this is it. This is how we nicely finished the scarf, and I'm so happy that I used only one ball. So this is the rest of my ball. I will keep it and maybe use this rest of ball later on. And guys, there are only 2 ends, as we worked this scarf as a one piece, working from one side to the second side, and then along the longer side. Now hide both ends and we are done. So this is how we worked along the longer side. As you can see, the flowers are finished. So I love it. I'm absolutely satisfied how the scarf turned out. Let me measure it. The width is 25 centimeters, which is approximately 10 inch, and the length is I will measure it, fold it, so it's 67 centimeters times 2 is 134 centimeters, and this is in inches, 22 inches. So the length is 134 centimeters, 52 inches. And I'm so happy that the scarf is made with one ball, one skein, and it's so bright and colorful. So guys, this is the end of my video tutorial. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video tutorial and working with this yarn Papatia Batik Vibrant. It's so cheerful yarn and really vibrant colors are there. I'm so happy how my scarf turned out, and yeah, wish you really happy crocheting. If you will have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact me. You can put the comment right below this video tutorial. You can reach me on my Facebook page, Pinterest and Instagram as well. So guys, thank you very much for watching. If you like this video tutorial, please give me your thumb up. And don't hesitate to subscribe to my channel. I really love to prepare video tutorials for you. So happy crocheting, take care, and bye for now. Bye bye.